that, what is the implication of these challenge about to happen on the 1st of August for Edo 2024 governorship election as it relates to ensuring that we have a violent-free election? Let's take it off from there quickly.
Well, first and foremost, if government wants to avoid violence, government should first of all start anti-hunger violence. Do you know when you are hungry, your stomach makes noise?
Of course.
Your stomach protests. Of course. When you are hungry. Look, after paying so much money, I feel like crying. After paying so much money to put my son in Uniben here, a federal government university, after matriculation, within a few days he's back home. And do you think I'm happy about it? I feel like crying. Do you think I'm happy about it? Do you know where I got that money from? And what is it all about? BDC says, Uniben come and pay 300 million as a electricity bill. Where do you want Uniben to get 300 million? No government has been able to solve. No government has been able to solve any one single problem. They can't solve electricity. They can't solve petroleum. We have 3 refineries. Why can't, for God's sake, the money we pump into SUVs, can't we use it to fix these refineries? Because if we produce fuel locally, the prices are bound to go down. Then we take our own crude oil to foreign countries and ask them to it's like the type of thing we're doing in the colonial days. When
Chief, you need to just take it easy. I mean, you're getting a little bit emotional, so you don't get us into that mood as well.
Now,
it's quite there.
In the colonial days, the British tell us, bring your rubber lattes. They will wait and tell us how much they will pay for our rubber lattes. They can take it to England, make shoes, create butter company all over Nigeria, and dictate how much we will buy the butter shoe. Nigeria has got crude. The largest refinery in Africa is in Lagos. Why play politics with that refinery that can employ, I've read it, that can employ up to 150,000 Nigerians? If not for this disagreement now, how can Lagos State government, which is a component of federal government, ask the company to pay $100 million
For the land.
For the land. In a country that deals with Naira. Why not convert it to Naira and the money will be in circulation? Who has taken $100 million? What have they done with $100 million? If you look at what's happening in this country, you get fed up.
Okay, Chief, let me push
now,
to
go to the issue you asked me.
Yeah.
The election coming up in September in this country, in the States, has something to do. It has some comparison with this non-violent protest of November, of August 1st to 10th. If we allow this protest to go on peacefully, if nobody sponsors a counter protest, those who are preparing to create problem during the Edo 24 election would have seen a successful and peaceful protest. And then it says we have a rethink that, look, do we have to take guns to disrupt election, they will have to have anything.
Okay.
Because people normally react to what they see. If they are seeing their leaders now running out of the country, it's a pity that most homes don't have facilities to watch satellite television. They would have seen that in Kenya, those who wanted to run out of the country, it didn't work. They came back, they didn't see their houses anymore.
Okay, Chief, let me pause you there. Quickly talk to us about the implications of all of this for the 2024 elections. I mean, these protesters, all we're clamoring for is a violent-free election. I'm sure you are in tandem with that too.
Yes. We wish to have a free and fair election come September 21st. And we also hope that the protest of August 1st will be very peaceful. And the intention of the organizers is to have a free protest. But you never can, from the body language of the government, what they are interested in is to prevent or to ensure that the protest doesn't occur. But the Gen Z protesters are determined. They have worked out their formula. They have reached out to various component units within the 36 states, including the federal capital city, and to also tell the Minister of Federal Capital City, Wike, FCT is not Port Harcourt. It has to be very, very careful. And the other state governments that are coming up with Oro Festival, I wasn't that surprised. And I'm even not even, I'm even surprised now that the Oba Akelu has not made a statement, because normally he's a strong supporter of Tinubu, and there's every tendency that he must also threaten the non-natives. And the Woloshoika, Femi Falana, they have lost their voices. We are still waiting. And come to Edo, September 31st. It's good, on my own assessment, it's going to be a violent election.
It's going to be a violent election. But we're saying we don't want violence.
We don't want it.
Yeah.
That is the wish of the
So how do we achieve a violent-free election?
And you see, as long as we have...
Just go on.
Okay. As long as we have politicians who are desperate, they see it as a do or die. The godfathers are there to entrench their own, candidate. What brought most of them as candidates were as a result of the effect of godfatherism and their political ambition to ensure that they protect their interests, and the interest of their candidates and their political party. What just happened about a week plus ago, when the reinstated deputy governor, Philip Shaibu, came to repossess his possession after the court pronouncement at Abuja. What happened? Everybody came, went to the airport road, and it was a battle.
Okay.
So with that mentality, at this stage, so one should expect what they will do come, September 21st.
If we're saying that, it means we can work to avoid that. That's the point.
Yes,
stakeholders can work to avoid that.
Well,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, normally in every election they always sign a peace
deal.
Okay, so in Nigeria, do they ever follow that?
Let's leave that there.
So it's just a mere paper you sign.
Quickly talk to us before we open our studio lines.
Yes, please. What I want to say is that there is hope for a peaceful election in Edo State. And I think all of us are critical stakeholders in this. I'm glad about this kind of conversation. It's part of the process of ensuring that there is a peaceful election in Edo State. Before the last governorship election that brought Obaseki the second term, there were threats of violence and very, very serious threats. But we didn't see those threats playing out. Edo people are not a violent people. We are the most cosmopolitan and most of the civilized people, including the person who moved in the motion for independence for Nigeria. They are from these states. We have had some of the most enlightened minds coming from here. And that's going to play out. We'll continue advocating. Okay. We'll continue appealing that there should be no violence, because violence is not our culture.
Right. Quickly. To me, we should be begging the federal government. For the election to be peaceful, we have to beg the federal government. If the federal government don't deploy their federal might, I see no reason why the governor of Edo say, I can say it anyway, is a very peaceful person. His personal disposition reflects that. We should be begging the federal government not to use federal man. If I thought they want to use federal man, they should use federal man to make sure that Nigerians are not hungry. They should use federal man to tackle the Boko Harams. They should use federal man to tackle the insecurity. That is my beg. And Nigeria, Edo people are very sophisticated. You agree with me that Edo have the highest number of diasporas in Nigeria. To me, we are civilized. In terms of knowledge, we are sophisticated. In terms of politics, aspiration, and idea, we are highly loaded. Therefore, I don't see an average Edo man is a very peaceful man. And yours is a Edo person. I'm a peaceful person.
All right, good morning, caller. What's your name and where you calling from? Good morning.
Good morning, my good brother. This is USA calling from St. Xavier.
All right, USA, go ahead.
My good brothers, it is very, very disappointing. I have no apology that Nigerians don't know the meaning of democracy. If they do, they should have known that going by my own personal definition, it is a civilized political system to encourage one civilized political behavior, defending the nation on our front, protecting citizens home and abroad. Are we doing that? The answer is no. All we are always discussing is only elementary. Palliative, agrotarians, do this. We keep on balancing our helpless nation. When you are practicing democracy, the first thing you notice is the ability of the government to take care of the poor. Whereby poverty is not an issue. When you are practicing democracy, you are talking of strategic and creative leadership. Do we have that in our country? The answer is no. When you are practicing democracy, you have the international capacity to organize both religion and ethnic issues. At the end of the day, the nation stands to get along.
Thank you, USA, for the views that you just canvassed. Our studio line is open. Dial it right now, 080-7777-0300. If you're joining us live on radio, you can also dial the number right now. Hello, caller. Good morning. Talk to us quickly.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Yes, good morning.
My name is Solomon Ataga.
Solomon Taga, go ahead.
There will be peace if the two major big parties will allow peace to reign in the state. But I found out that these two parties, like nobody's waiting there. And then there is all coming party now that behave like that. You see people get arrested, and all that. I don't if there is anybody above the law in this country, that is one. Then the issue of process for all those many people begging Nigeria to pay and all that. I believe it's a very simple mathematics. Want to Mr. President, help Mr. President to reduce fuel. I mean, minimum of 350. So that Nigeria will know you are hearing our cry. They are not talking about you are begging somebody who is hungry. And look at these people doing all these things. They are wearing and okay. They don't have food that we eat in there. They are not feeling for the common Nigeria. So if the president mean well for the country, he should please sir. Return fuel. At least to 250 or 300. Let Nigeria free. Is that the fuck free? That's my take this morning, man.
Thank you, Solomon Ataga. Our studio line is still open. 080-7777-0300. Tell us your name and where you're calling from and go ahead with your contribution. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I'm the Christopher company.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, I'm happy with this conversation.
Thank you.
We are all learners. There is a word that peaceful revolution inevitable makes violent one
impossible.
not
Okay.
so, Nigerian youth have practiced peaceful revolution through the election. And those that those own Nigeria says no. They should expect violent revolution. We cannot run away from it. Nigeria needs to be accepted. And if you don't accept Nigeria, these criminals, these cabals that are making their property, they will not leave this country.
Okay, but even at that, admonition is that the protest should be peaceful and it should not be hijacked, because we also heard that, oh, some foreigners are going to hijack the protest and all of that. We know what happens when a protest goes outside its agenda. The consequences are dire, both for the people protesting and even for the country. I recall an incident that happened during the NSAS protest at the University of Benin. There's a median that was constructed. I mean, when that median was constructed, we did a shoot at that location. It was beautiful. But if you go there today, that median with iron bars and all of that is a complete shadow of itself, because in one of the protests, it was pulled down. All right, thank you. Thank you. Our studio line is still open. Dial the number and let's get your take. All right. Good morning, caller. What's your name? Good morning, caller. What's your name? Good morning. Yes, go ahead.
I heard one of your parents talking about the traditional rulers are not doing enough. We are about to go and check the Tribune paper, the Tribune. Go listen to this. And the traditional rulers that we speaking is just that the government, they don't listen.
Okay.
So I just remember the time the Oba was advising Sharibu then, when he was telling Sharibu that I know you are the hitman. So you see a lot of one particular party always talking about that of Sharibu. But they used to also talk about the governor. When the Oba was also telling the governor that no power is trashing.
Yeah.
The Oba knew what he was saying when he was advising them.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, that's the most we can take on the program. Our time is up. Have more time. I certainly would have loved to continue with this conversation, but I'd like to thank our panelists. Otige Owadai, thank you for coming. Pastor Greg, thank you for coming. Chief Baby Thomas, thank you for coming. It will get better, definitely. Comrade River, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having
me. And to you, our viewers and listeners, thank you for being a part of the show today. We'll be with again next week, Saturday, with a fresh edition of the program, Politics Today. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.